Now this story, the National Taxi Alliance has labelled the violence in the Joburg CBD at the weekend as terrorism. This comes after scores of vehicles were torched and vandalized following clashes between the Nansel-Dube West Association and the Witwatersrand Taxi Association. Now eNCA's Manqoba Mchunu is following that story for us and is joining us now with an update. Good afternoon, Manqoba. Yesterday, this time or this show, we're talking about the claims and counterclaims between the two associations, who started the violence, who did who, and both sides blaming each other. Where are we today now with the National Taxi Alliance seemingly trying to resolve this matter?
Well, certainly, Prajan, that's the commitment from the National Taxi Alliance. They are saying that, first of all, they are condemning the acts of violence that we saw over the weekend, where over 6 taxis were torched, both in the CBD as well as Soweto. They are saying that no amount of anger justifies those brazen acts that we saw on Saturday. But beyond that, the NTA also apologizing unreservedly to commuters for what this impasse has really done. You'll know, Prajan, that the commuters that we spoke to have been hard hit by this particular violence that has taken place between the two associations. And of course, they've always been the ones that are caught in the middle of the wars that seemingly go on between the two associations in 2016, in 2019. And of course, NTA is saying that they are committing to trying to end that particular impasse. They are saying that in that meeting that will be taking place today, they are hoping to find a resolution. But I've got Theo Malele, who's the spokesperson of NTA, just to clarify a few matters for us. Thank you, Theo, for your time. Let's start here. You are apologizing to commuters, but why should they believe you? You've said this before.
Yes, good afternoon to you and good afternoon to your listenership. Yes, this has been said before only to be violated. We really believe now that the solution that we envisage should actually bring about the necessary peace, and this is premised on our pillars, that is mobility, prosperity, sustainability, and unity. So we believe that because we have invested in this industry, we need to ensure that our investment yields the necessary results. But with the current manner of what the drivers did, it's a bad advert to the country. It's a bad advert to us as an industry as well. Where we would like to plead with the communities out there and the commuters in particular to say we are so sorry that this has happened. Now we are ensuring that we are going to find a solution. There has never been so much enthusiasm from the side of government and the taxi industry in Gauteng in search of an everlasting solution. So we think that tomorrow's meeting with the MEC should actually give us an opportunity as an industry to all throw in our ideas into one basket and then sift through and take the best solutions that we have ever came about with, and make sure that those are solutions that will ensure that this thing goes forward without any hindrance.
Okay, but the allegations against the VATA, that it's actually VATA that started this violence that we saw on Saturday, and there are even more allegations of attacks that happened yesterday. We've heard earlier on from Nanduwe saying that one of the drivers from a taxi association, Jojota, was attacked and killed last night for allegedly assisting Nanduwe, who are currently not operating. Do you know any of this?
Well, unfortunately, I cannot speak, on that. To me, that's speculation. I haven't seen it. I haven't heard about it. I've only heard it from your good self. But safe to say that, the chairperson of WATA came out clearly and said that, they are not happy with what the drivers did the other day of, starting this altercation that ended up, having WATA vehicles being torched. He says that he is sorry, but blame cannot be apportioned onto one. Blame should be apportioned to both associations to say to them, instead of having to fight against each other, why can't we promote dialogue? I mean, our country has seen the worst. We were under, oppression for many, many moons. And it took, negotiations to solve our problems. So we are certain that as South Africans, we should be able to find ourselves, because everybody that we had spoken to, across, they all want to become a prosperous business people. They all are, for unity, and they all want their, passengers to be safe, because it is those passengers that will give them, repeated streams of revenue.
Let's talk about tomorrow. So what will you be saying in that meeting tomorrow, and what outcome are you hoping for? Are we going to see another peace agreement being signed, and will this be a lasting one?
Well, I think tomorrow's meeting would primarily be to unpack the plan that the MEC has, which I do not know what those are, but with what I heard, in the media, let's give him a chance. Let's hear what he has to say, and ensure that we understand him clearly, so that there is 100% buy-in from all taxi operators within Gauteng province, which I think shouldn't be much of a problem.
Okay, thank you very much for your time. Pia Malele, who is the national spokesperson of the National Taxi Alliance, of course, giving assurances that tomorrow they are hoping that this matter will be, dealt with accordingly, and that from those engagements, they are hoping, of course, that there will be a peaceful resolution that will see those two associations back on the route, and commuters not being affected by the impasse that we've seen. So, will this be another peace agreement being signed? But then I think we'll have to wait and see what happens tomorrow.
Yes, it's all going to come down to its implementation. Thank you very much, Manqoba Mchunu, there at the National Taxi Alliance's offices. Now